Welcome back to Fox and Friends First. The high-stakes primary season continues today with some very high-profile races across 4 states to get through. So President Trump carried Georgia, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Texas during the 2016 election. You can see by how much right there. But will Republicans see that same effect as they fight to maintain control of Congress? Joining me now is President and partner at McLaughlin and Associates, Jim McLaughlin. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you. My pleasure, Heather.
I can't believe that we're already talking about election again. I know that we've been doing it for a while now, but
it's almost like the elections have never stopped.
I think that's true. I think
then some.
They don't stop. Let's talk about Georgia first, the gubernatorial race, because how would you describe some of the candidates in this race? Interesting.
I think in a lot of ways, Casey Cagle is viewed as the front runner on the Republican side, and he's been a great partner to Governor Nathan Deal. They've increased education spending, they've cut taxes, and the economy is doing really well there. And obviously, think about it. That's a state where the Democrats were saying last time that they could beat Donald Trump. That obviously didn't happen. He had a decisive victory in that state. But the Democrats are also excited about their candidate, Stacey Abrams, who's the former minority leader in the House. But it's interesting because she's getting a lot of that national liberal Democratic support, which is helping her in the primary, but could hurt her in the general election.
Yeah, we've seen actually in the past where this national support coming into a state or coming into a local race maybe does more harm than good.
Yep, and what's happening on the Democratic side, you've got some of this national, Democratic support where you've got these Democrats are even too liberal for Nancy Pelosi, so it's almost kind of establishment Democratic support, and then you have like the real extreme left where you've got the Bernie Sanders of the world, the Elizabeth Warren coming in and saying these establishment Democrats aren't necessarily liberal enough, so it's a really interesting dynamic.
They definitely don't have a consolidated message. Let's move to Texas now, the senatorial race there. We have Ted Cruz and Beto O'Rourke.
Yep, and the Democrats got excited about this race because I think it was a Quinnipiac poll that was out there that basically had it a 3-point race. Now, in all honesty, I don't think it's a 3-point race. I think Ted Cruz is over 50. And again, remember, the Democrats were saying they could beat Ted Cruz, they could beat Donald Trump in Texas.
And again,
that obviously did not happen. And again,
he won it by 52%.
Correct. And I think Beto O'Rourke, one of his problems is the things that helped him in the Democratic primary, a lot of this left of center, liberal national support, I think it's going to hurt him with mainstream Texas voters down there.
In terms of Ted Cruz, does he run as, pro-President Trump? I'm with President Trump. Is that what he should do? You know,
one of the interesting things is I just saw one report where about 40% of the ads that are being run in the primaries right now mention President Trump. And they're mostly by Republicans in a positive sense to try to get those Trump voters, because that's going to be one of the real challenges right now, is to get those voters that turned out in huge numbers for Donald Trump and his victory in 2016 to make sure they turn out in these off-year elections. So I think, Ted Cruz has his own brand, but he's also, I think, going to rely on the president to help him, especially with turnout.
All right, so Arkansas, we have Governor Asa Hutchinson up against Jared Henderson, and at the same time, let's bring up President Trump's tweet about the Arkansas governor race, where he said that Asa Hutchinson, the great governor of Arkansas, is in a primary tomorrow. He's done an incredible job with a focus on lower taxes, border security, crime prevention, and then it goes on from there, talking about loving the military and veterans.
There's nothing better in a Republican primary than getting a tweet from Donald Trump, and especially right before it happens. So I think that's real good. And you've seen in general elections, in the general election surveys, Asa Hutchinson's up by about 40 points right now over his Democratic opponent. So I think that's one where I think Asa Hutchinson, he's done a great job. He's tied himself to the president. He has a real good record as governor, so I think he'll be successful there.
Obviously, President Trump won that state by 60%. Moving to Kentucky finally, where President Trump won that by 62%.
Yep. And there's a primary I know that a lot of people are watching in Kentucky 6, which is Central Kentucky. And again, you have, Andy Barr, who's running in that race. And I think if you look at Andy Barr, I think he should be good in the general election. But the Democrats are excited about their two candidates. They have Jim Gray, the former the mayor of Lexington, and they also have Amy McGrath. And they've been kind of going pretty negative after after each other over the last week or so.
Well, we know Republicans don't want to lose control of the House or the Senate. So thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
My
Good
pleasure.
stuff. We'll have you back.